So when Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool this summer, we were all thinking it's going to be difficult for the new manager to come in and do well and equate tactics different to what Klopp's was, because he was very much a rock and roll, we'll score 4 if you're scoring 3 style of play. Arne Slot has come in from Feyenoord with a possession, high intense style of football, and people were thinking that Liverpool might struggle to adapt and it'd take a while. Already they're second in the table, looking like one of the strongest sides in the league. Let's discuss what Arne Slot is doing to make Liverpool this good and why he might even be better than Jurgen Klopp. Just before I start this video, I'm just going to ask you guys to pop a like on the video. I'm trying to do plenty of football content surrounding Premier League, EFL, and maybe a bit of the Champions League. Subscribe watch here as well. I'm trying to create a good atmosphere in the channel. I'm trying to get plenty of you guys interacting in the comments. So yeah, let's go on with the video. So the match I'm going to be highlighting in this video is Liverpool's 3-0 win versus Bournemouth, but a lot of the things I'm going to say is going to equate to the games which they've already played this season, and it's also going to equate to games which they're going to play. So if we'll look at this first goal starting off, Konate plays a long ball over to Diaz, and it left Kepa Arrizabalaga in no man's land, and they made it 1-0. Now, this was very important because up to that point in the game, Liverpool had mainly been playing the ball around the back and trying to play through midfield. It was a lot of passing football and it wasn't much direct play. But it just goes to show how the way that they were keeping the ball against Bournemouth and soaking up the pressure, as soon as a run was made by Diaz that was worthy of a player in the defence or in the midfield playing forward, they did, and they sprung it and they attacked, and it was 1-0. And Diaz, it feels like he's going to be a very important player for Arne Slot already. He's already scored 5 goals this season and he's playing a very good style of football. And since Sadio Mane left a couple of years for Liverpool, a couple of years ago, it feels like they've struggled to properly replace him on that left-hand side. They've had Jota playing there a little bit, they've had Cody Gakpo and obviously Diaz playing there. And nobody's really cemented themselves into the side. And Diaz really feels like he has made that left wing role his own. For the second goal, Liverpool launched I don't know if it was a counter-attack or whether they just played well through the thirds, but Trent Alexander-Arnold had time to run into the heart of that Bournemouth defence, and it was a 4-on-5, and he picked out Diaz. And although I feel like Kepa could have done far better for the goal, he just slid out and slid past the ball. It was still very good play from Diaz, and it made it 2-0. And I would just like to point out that we shouldn't be forgetting how good Bournemouth have been since Iraola came into the club. I made a video a few weeks back highlighting how good he's made Bournemouth. You know, they won 3-2 against Everton not so long ago. They've had a couple of other big wins this season, and Liverpool really did make them look like a poor side in the division, and that is not the case. But you look at the third goal from Darwin Núñez, he was running the channels, and I've got to say this is his first start this season because Diogo Jota has been playing up front. But Núñez has really done well in this game. He's stapled himself into the squad. And what is this? This is his 3rd season now with Liverpool, and it feels like he's had a rocky start to it because, you know, Klopp brung him in. It was 60-70 million. He came in at the same time with Haaland, and we saw Haaland do so well for Manchester City, and it was a similar play style in the way that it's very much getting behind, blast the ball into the back of the net, and really make it a terrible time for the defences. And Núñez, he's not as good as Haaland, and he's got a clear skill set, and you know, this is Arne Slot's time. You know, this is giving him a chance to play football, Núñez, and he scored a goal, and it was a really good goal, running in the channels, getting in behind, and you know, he's often wasteful. He's often been known for being wasteful, and I think in last season he hit the post the most times out of any Premier League player because he is accurate, and it's one of those where if it goes 5 inches to either side of the post, it's a goal. And it was a very good finish, and it made it 3-0 for Liverpool inside the first half. And they ended up winning the game for me. Núñez almost scored another goal. He was in the right place at the right time, and it just hit a ball and a player in the face. Chiesa smacked the post, and it's good to see him starting to make an impact on the Liverpool team. And Slot looks like he's doing a really good impression on this Liverpool squad. I just want to point out that last season as well, Jurgen Klopp, he brung in, you know, McAllister, he brung in Gravenberch. There were a few other players who came in, and it felt like it was a bit of a rebuild, especially after, you know, Fabinho, Henderson had gone. Felt like Liverpool was starting to get some of the old players out, some of the new players in. And a lot of people were saying that if Klopp manages to get this squad top 4, it's a really good finish for them, because I think the season before they got 7th or 8th. It was a poor season by their standards. They ended up finishing 3rd last season, and people were saying no manager can do as well as Klopp has done with this squad. Fast forward a few months, Arne Slot has them playing really good style of football, the second in the league as I'm speaking. At the moment, it is half-time to Manchester City and Arsenal winning 2-1, I think. So, you know, they're in the top three, put it that way. They're in the top three and they're playing really good football. People aren't saying that he's making them overachieve, like they were saying for Klopp last season with the same squad. Now, I know that they've had another year to bed in. The younger players have had another few months, well, a year to improve their style of play. But look at what he's doing with a player like Konate and Gravenberch, playing in the deepest role in the midfield. And last season people were saying, you know, Klopp doesn't trust him, he's not getting much football for that reason, and Slot has just said, you know, we were looking for a number 6 in the summer. Zubimendi didn't come in. A couple of other players that we were looking at didn't come in. So he's looked at Konate and Gravenberch and thought, yeah, let's slot you in the number 6. And he's doing so well in this, soaking up possession, trying to spring fast, incisive attacks onto the opposition. Doing really well. In the week, they won AC Milan 3-1 at the San Siro. They went 1-0 down. From that point, they absolutely dominated the match, and it was one of the best Champions League performances from Liverpool for a while. And yes, they're getting results, but how are they doing on the stats? Let's look at the XG table, for example. They are top of the XG table. I know it's only 5 games in. I know that they've got 12 points so far this season out of a possible 15, and I know it's early days. I know that things can all change, but you've got to take a look at what your sample size is, and from the sample size that we've got from the first 5 games, Liverpool are one of the best teams in the league, and they're putting up a good fight to potentially even win the Premier League. After how they played in the week against Milan, they could do well in the Champions League. They haven't got the greatest squad depth. In attack they do, I suppose, but in midfield it's McAllister, it's Gravenberch, and then you look at, you know, Curtis Jones, and you're looking at Endo. Can Trent go into that midfield role, and then at right back they can bring Conor Bradley in? We'll have to see. But with how they're doing so far this season, if Slot can keep it up, he's got players who weren't so good last season playing well. He's got players playing different style of football. Look at Konate and Van Dijk at centre-back. At the start of the season against Ipswich, Quansah played next to Van Dijk at centre-back at half-time. Slot said that Quansah wasn't controlling the game well enough, he wasn't doing well enough, so Konate came in off the bench. Since that, Konate has been possibly the best centre-back in the Premier League, potentially. He's definitely been up there with how good he's been playing. The style of football suited him. A lot of people said, is he that good on the ball? Yes, he is. He's a unit as a defender. He's very good on the ball. He controls the game well. When he's got somebody like Alex Arnold, when he's got someone like Gravenberch, when he's got Mo Salah down that right-hand side playing alongside him, it always makes it a bit easier, but he's doing very well in that right-hand sided centre-back for Liverpool. Now, I hope that you've enjoyed this bit of content that I've done. If you want a bit more of a tactical rundown on our slot plays, I got one. Go look back at the channel. I did one. Let me know how you think Liverpool are doing this season. Is Slot as good as Klopp? Is he better than Klopp? How's he doing with Liverpool? Get it all down in the comments below, Liverpool fans. I want to hear what you're saying. But until next time, thank you very much for watching.